Hola, estudiantes, ¿cómo están? Hey, students, how are you all? Today we're going to learn 10 common verbs, or verbos comunes. That's very common verbs in Spanish. These control the action of the language, and these are super helpful. You'll see them all the time in the Spanish language. They're also very good for use in your projects and presentations in this class. So the first one is estar, meaning to be. We use it for temporary states or locations, like your feelings and places. So the conjugations, or the different ways you use this verb: yo estoy, I am. Tú estás, you are. Está, estamos, estáis, están. Some example sentences: estoy bien, or ellos están felices. Common expressions could include aquí estamos, or ¿cómo estás? The next verb is ser, or to be. This is also to be, but it means for permanent characteristics, things that don't change. You don't have to worry too much about the differences between ser and estar at this point in the class. All you need to know is that it means to be. So for example, yo soy is I am, as in soy Tim, I'm Tim. Tú eres, es, somos, sois, son. Example sentences: soy estudiante. Eres muy inteligente. Somos amigos. Common expressions could be soy de, like ser de. Yo soy de lacrosse. I am from lacrosse. Or es lo que hay. It is what it is. Another very common verb is I. Pronounced I, not hey. It's like I can help you remember the pronunciation. And it's ways to say there is or there are, super common. So some example sentences: hay un libro en la mesa. There is a book on the table. ¿Hay algún problema? Hay muchas personas en el parque. More common expressions could be no hay problema. O sea, no hay problema. Or ¿hay algo más? Is there anything else? You can also say hay que for like one must do something, or it's necessary to do something. For example, you could say hay que estudiar para aprender. One must study to learn. You can also say ¿hay algo que pueda hacer por ti? Is there anything I can do for you? Next up is tener, or to have. The ways we use this: tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. Some example sentences: tengo un perro. ¿Tienes tiempo mañana? Tengo 30 años. Tener éxito means to be successful. You could say yo tengo éxito, like I am successful. You can also say have to by saying tener que. So the same way that we say like I have to do something in English, you can do the same thing in Spanish with the phrase tengo que, meaning I have to. Example: tengo que estudiar. I have to study. Continuamos. The next one is ir, and it means to go. The way this verb changes is kind of unique. So to say I go, you would say voy, or yo voy. You go, vas. Va, vamos, vais, van. Some example sentences: voy a la escuela. ¿Vas al mercado? Vamos a la playa el fin de semana. You can also use common expressions like vamos a, and like that's saying like let's go to do something. Vamos a la playa. Let's go to the beach, right? Or you can also say vamos a ver. Vamos a ver. It means let's see. Next up is querer, meaning to want. The ways that you use this verb: quiero, quieres, quiere, queremos, queréis, quieren. You can say quiero un café. I want a coffee. Ella quiere estudiar medicina. Common expressions: ¿quieres algo? Do you want something? Or te quiero. I love you, or I care for you. Very common verb. Next up is hacer. Means like to do or to make something. Super common in Spanish. The way this is used is yo hago, haces, hace, hacemos, hacéis, hacen. You say, for example, sentences: hago mi tarea todas las noches. ¿Haces ejercicio regularmente? Hacemos una torta para la fiesta. Common expressions: hacer una pregunta, hacer una visita, hacer una foto. And the next one is poder. This means to be able to or can. The way it's used, conjugations include puedo, puedes, puede, podemos, podéis, pueden. Example sentences. Puedo hablar español. ¿Puedes ayudarme con esto? Podemos resolver este problema juntos. Poderoso. Sí se puede. ¿Podrías? And the next verb we have is parecer. Parecer. Both pronunciations are acceptable. Means to seem like or to appear. So you parezco, pareces, parece, parecemos, pareces, parecen. You could say, pareces cansado. You seem tired. Mi hermana y yo parecemos gemelas. My sister and I seem like twins. Or parece que va a llover. It seems like it's going to rain. A common expression is, ¿qué te parece? What do you think? Or parece ser, parecerse a, to look like or to resemble someone. And you could say, me parece bien. Seems good to me. Gustar, or to like. This one's very common for expressing your likes. Me gusta, te gusta, le gusta, nos gusta, os gusta, les gusta. This verb works a little bit differently than the other verb conjugations, and here's some example sentences for how to use it. Me gusta el parque. Te gusta el café. Nos gusta bailar. Some common expressions. Me gustaría, like I would like. Me gustaría jugar béisbol. I would like to play baseball. You can also use gustarle a alguien or gustar más, to like something more. Me gusta más la primavera que el invierno. I like spring more than winter. So those are our most common verbs in Spanish, or some of the most verbos comunes or common verbs in the language. It's okay if you didn't catch everything in this first view of the video. Just keep these verbs in mind and you'll start to activate them and you'll see them all the time and you'll be able to use them in your projects in this class. Adios.